So hello and welcome everybody to our already 21st episode of Live with the Author, which started with discussions with authors from the International Journal of Aesthetic Dentistry, has become something wider, something more international, talking to popular photographers, talking to popular dentists. And after going back and forth from America to Europe, after talking to a guy from the Ukraine, we're going back to New York, and it's a great pleasure to have Michael Appa with us, or with me, in this live interview. Thank you very much, Michael. So actually you are in New York?
I am in New York, yeah.
That's cool.
Pleasure to be here.
So because you're a globe trotter, and we will come to this point about your hard work and your travel just in a moment. So to start, let's straight go into the discussion. We have 30 minutes of your tight schedule, and thanks again for taking your time. So for all those who don't know you, I know there's a lot of people already knowing you, but tell us a little bit more, not only who Michael Appa is, but what your passion is. I think you're one of the passionate people I have met, or I'm finally meeting. I read a lot about you, but I feel a lot of passion in what you're doing. And maybe you can introduce yourself in a few sentences.
Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a dentist. I had the unique experience of coming out of dental school into a practice with a guy named Larry Rosenthal, who was one of the first guys doing cosmetic dentistry back in the 80s. I had followed him actually from high school because I knew I was going into dentistry. I didn't know exactly what type of dentistry that I wanted to do at that time, but when I heard and saw and listened to Larry Rosenthal speak, his passion infected me, and it really started the journey at that point. Through dental school, I was able to have some amazing mentors like Dennis Tarnow and Steve Chu, and right out of dental school, I came into Larry's practice as an associate. And I had a plan from a very young age that I wanted, the minute that I heard him speak, I knew that that's where I wanted to be. And I wanted to be a part of what he was doing. And that was making dentistry cool and bringing it to the general public so that people change their perspective of what they thought a dentist and dental visit was, switching from a dreaded doom and gloom appointment into something that people became excited about and celebrated. And it's hard to be around Larry and not be infected by his energy. And I will give him all the credit that he planted every seed in my mind for what was to come. And at that time, I think truly passionate people, they learn from their mentors and they take from their mentors, and then they should grow and excel and bring it to a different or another level, so to speak. And when I met Larry, he was doing a lot of cosmetic dentistry, and it was in this kind of fun, exciting environment. And he was traveling, lecturing, and he was a dentist's dentist. So he was out giving all of his time when he wasn't in the chair, teaching and really giving. He was the kind of guy that held nothing back. He gave you everything he knew, and he would then take you to dinner and take you to his house, and so that energy just rubbed off on me. But what I saw from when I was 26 and first came here was that dentistry could be not, it's hard to say a brand, but there could be a way to create multiple offices to where people were coming to you as kind of the gold standard of cosmetic dentistry. And that has always been my goal and my passion and my drive. So when you ask what I'm passionate about, it obviously changes as you grow, and it changes as you come into position that I'm in now. And I would say that when I was younger, I was fighting to become a leader, and I was fighting to prove my dream was possible. And now that it has happened, now my passion has switched into becoming a leader and a guidance to other dentists, and hopefully they'll take it a level beyond from where I have. And where we are right now, we're in a very position where not only do we have these offices in different places, and we can really reach anyone at any place in the globe because of strategically where these offices are, but we have the reputation to draw the best of the best talent into the practice, and that is surgeons, ceramists, and dentists. And we also have the benefit of having relationships with companies to get the best products and technologies. And so, now we're running at a different place than when we once were. And now my goal is to truly create not only a unique experience with how we've designed the offices and set up our system of treating patients, but we also have the unique experience of truly creating something that I think is another level of perfection for patients to really showcase what is possible in this space. That's kind of where we are.
So basically, this is answers already the second question. So it was always your vision to create something different than other dentists are doing. That's correct?
When people say that, to create something different than what other dentists are doing, I just want you to understand, it's never been a vision of mine to put myself above other dentists. I kind of put blinders on, and I think that's helped me. And I don't look left and right as to what other dentists are doing, because most are doing really amazing things in the dental world. I'm looking outside of the dental world, seeing how what I think of as similar companies, products are doing it even at a different level than dentistry ever was, and saying basically, why can't dentistry be like that? And so it's really been a passion of mine to push past that boundary of what dentistry is in the perception of dentists and our patients, and to give them something unique.
Oh, that's for me. This is a very interesting approach, and I think this gives me and many of my colleagues around the globe new inputs. So it's not saying, wow, this guy is doing crazy things and this has nothing to do with dentistry anymore. So the average dentist sitting in his small office, treating his patients, talking to nobody. So I appreciate very much people like you who are open-minded, who give dentistry a broader horizon, because maybe you know that this is in the States, in Europe, in all over the world. The average dentist closes himself in this small room with the patient, maybe even performing absolutely gorgeously, but he doesn't share with anybody. So I see it in my neighborhood. So the dentists in my neighborhood, we are not talking to each other. That's a pity. So I really appreciate also when you're saying you want to bring in young talent, so that I don't know how old you are, but but it doesn't matter. Yeah. Huh?
I'm going to be 40.
Young. Yeah. No, but that you also already now started to say, okay, I also want to be a mentor. What I experienced as mentorship with Rosenthal, with Tarnov, Chu, all the people or the names you mentioned in the beginning. So I think this is also a role I see you and people like you to give then younger dentists not only the perspective, try to reach the stars and go to Hollywood or whatever, but find the right combination. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not just for younger dentists. You'd be surprised how many seasoned dentists we can, once we shine the light and show them that there's a different way. Obviously, some people will always be set in their ways, but it gives, dentistry can become a very monotonous, kind of dull routine that you get yourself into, and you don't see the passion like in anything, right? You can't see what's in front of you. And part of the social media and, publicizing what it is that we're doing sheds light to everyone in the industry, not just younger dentists. It sheds light to the younger dentists as to say, okay, this is my goal of what's possible. But it sheds light to people who've been practicing for 30 years to say, God, I never have done cosmetic dentistry, and how amazing is it? And it's really, something that I should become, more a part of. But it goes past the dentistry. What we're trying to do is not only, obviously the dentistry is first and foremost. And, a lot of people, I have a lot of ceramists and dentists that have come to join our group from Europe, from the Middle East, from South America, from the States. And it's pretty common that they all say, when I saw you on social media, or when I heard about you, I thought you were a guy that, didn't really do the work and wasn't really passionate about the dentistry, but just likes to publicize and kind of show what's going on. And the dentistry, that to me is funny, because I have been scrutinizing dentistry, my dentistry. I've been taking, high-res photos of my dentistry since I started. And I have a catalog of everything we've ever done. Most of my time when I was first starting was with my then ceramist that I worked closely with, who was an oral design guy, and he's amazing in New York, was spending time in his lab and really understanding the interface between the dentist and the lab, and how that works, and how to give a better product to them so that they can give a better product to me. So it would be silly to say that the detail of every aspect of what it is that we do. I do everything myself in the chair, and it's a lot. But I also am first and foremost passionate about putting out a product that is amazing for the patient. But what I think that it goes beyond is the experience that you give to the patient, and how that can be different, and how you can set yourself apart in the industry by just doing a couple extra things to show patients that not only that you care, but that you're introducing them into an environment like they have not been in a regular dental office. And that goes into office design, the glass lab, all those little things that people think are promotional tools for me are not promotional tools. It's to show, like, this is what's possible. And to be honest, I'm scratching the surface. And it's just so much more that you can do in our industry. And we're in such an amazing place with where we are in dentistry that there really is no ceiling. And that's kind of what I'm trying to show.
Yeah, so basically this brings me to the next thing, that you have you're running 3 offices in New York, LA, and Dubai, and also with oral design labs. So can you just throw in a number? How many people are working for you?
Yeah, 90.
So you reached a level where it's so when you do calculations, there are two ways to be successful financially in dentistry: be very small and efficient, or be large. Because I remember there was in Brazil, there was a famous huge clinic, and they expanded up to 100 people working in the clinic. But at the end, they decided to make it small, reduce it to three operatories, and treat the patient themselves. So I hear that you want to be in touch with the patient. So Michael Appa is not only the boss of these 3 offices, but you're also one of the hardworking dentists. So this is how I see you. So that this is the other thing. So I heard that you work 16 hours a day. So you have a very tight. But look, these are the things. And I want to come back to one of your sentences talking about social media. So if I watch your Instagram account, so I see every morning you're in the gym.
Yes.
You eat healthy food,
Yes.
and you work hard in your office. And the thing that maybe dentists do not understand, if you show the before and after images, is because you want to do marketing with your patients. Is that correct? Because as a dentist, I would love to see all the details,
Yeah.
but a patient doesn't want to see the bloody part of an intervention. So they just want to see the transformation. This is
Of what's
correct?
possible. Well, you want to show them what, you have to put yourself, let's back up for a second. I'll tell you a couple things. First of all, the clinic in Brazil I know well as well. And when I talk about two different models to be successful, right now of these three clinics, I would be much more financially successful if I had much smaller offices that had one or two ceramists in each place, just me and maybe someone looking after emergencies, one or two people at the front, with my main dental assistant also travels with me to every place. God bless her. And she is literally two extra hands of mine. Right now, I would say I'm doing 85% of the production of the three clinics, and then obviously paying a lot of salaries to keep everyone a part of what it is that we're doing. I'm doing this building equity into a company that I think can be bigger. So financially, I'm not smart. It's not a smart business choice. I'm not keeping as much money as I should. But what I'm able to do with having this many people involved is I'm able to draw the best ceramists, the best dentists to put out the best product. And that is really, and have amazing interior design and have amazing equipment and really like not spare anything to give to the experience. And that is more where I am currently. Now, will it stay like that? I don't know. It's something that I'm looking at closely right now, but the goal is to build equity into the company. Getting back to doing dentistry, what were we talking about after? What was the second question you just asked?
No. The question was you're a hardworking dentist, and then it was about the image you create on social media, because you mentioned already that some dentists were coming to visit you and then saying, "Oh wow, in your social media or in your marketing, this is the marketing part. You don't show your work. You show the before and after." And a lot of dentists, it's like the question, "Michael, show me more details. I want to see how you work. I want to learn." It's not only to say, "Haha, he's doing a bad job." It's about learning, because somebody like you and with an oral design team doing so large reconstructions, I think it's not that you can just start doing full mouth rehabilitation without knowing anything.
Right. So, again, it's defining what social media platforms are really built for. And the way that I look at it is my social media account is for the general public, not for dentists. Lecturing is for dentists. And I can use social media to lecture on Instagram Live or things like that. But dentists can either speak to dentists on social media, which some do, or dentists can show what's possible to patients. And what I've always thought of as social media being so amazing is that patients don't truly understand, vast majority, what cosmetic dentistry is. So we're still educating them, right? So they don't know what's possible. But by the amount of before and afters that I'm giving, my goal is to be able to say to the person looking at social media and following hashtag cosmetic dentistry, hashtag porcelain veneers, is to be able to put them into a position where they can say, my teeth kind of look like that before, and this is what's possible for me. It's not to teach dentists about how to do dentistry. That's you know, I think that's irresponsible because you can't possibly give enough information to show the intricacies of what it is to do and achieve the type of things that we're doing. I mean, we're doing full mouth rehabilitations, 2 to 3, sometimes 4 a day. You can't, you know, I've been doing this for 18 years now. And when I first started, I was doing one maybe every 2 or 3 days and really taking, you know, I had to learn the steps so that I knew how to then gradually increase and be able to create the system that we now have that allows us to do it at this pace. But that's for lecturing. That's not for social media.
Okay, so but coming back to the to the complexity of cases you have, so you never thought of publishing your work, let's say, to get connected. So you're now moving, let's say, in the marketing world. I think that this is you have your professional clinics, you have your professional labs, professional people, but what you're showing outside is not. It's and this comes back in Europe. We say Facebook University. Facebook University is dangerous because there you see the before and after, and this gives a wrong information and wrong message to especially young dentists. I completely agree. But but coming back to this, so when can we expect? And I would love to give you a hand with this. To see some of the work out of your team published, because I think this is what a lot of people is waiting for. You don't have to write a book, so I think maybe you can do that in 20 years. But today I would really try to motivate you to give or to share, because I think this is also one of your goals, or should be one of your goals, to share a little bit of your knowledge. And I would appreciate that if people like you could share their knowledge with more people and motivate us. You told me that you have also experienced dentists coming and watching you over the shoulder and say, wow, this is amazing what Dr. Appa is doing, and I want to change my professional life as well. So when can we expect some work from your side?
So
don't get pushed.
I used to, when I was younger and had more time, obviously, I used to lecture, I don't know, 30, 40 times a year. We still run a hands-on program where doctors bring their patients to a course and we over the shoulder train them how to do these courses. So education is still very much a part of what it is that we're doing. It's just, you know, what people don't understand is, you still there?
I'm here, yeah, I see you.
Just lost my screen somehow. What people don't understand is that this team has been built, you know, starting in 2015 with Dubai and the lab, but in New York and LA, it was 2018. You know, 2018, we brought, 9 ceramists from Brazil into these 2 locations. So right now, our focus is really on us internally working out all the bugs, making sure that what we're doing is perfect. And everyone that's here, most of the guys that are here, are very versed in lecturing. You know, Murillo has had an institute where he lectured globally for years, and a lot of the guys do. But it's just a time factor right now. So yeah, it's definitely within the end of this year into the next, you'll start seeing more very clean public. You know, the other thing is, and I've said this to the guys here, I don't want to step on stage without perfection. And unfortunately, there are guys that are lecturing right now that it's their job, it's their full-time thing. And when they go up and give a lecture, I'm blown away. And I know that internally, I don't have the time to put into creating that spectacular of a lecture. And
you know how we call this?
Yeah.
This is the Cirque du Soleil. You know Cirque du Soleil. And but I have to tell you that this Cirque du Soleil group of dentists traveling around the globe, I don't know if they're beneficial for dentistry. So this is because also, maybe like they would say, Michael Appa is not a good guy. They are also not the good guys for the average dentist to get motivated to learn. Because what I want is that people share also reality. I want to see that it's bleeding. You were not able to bond the veneer because it was bleeding. So why not? This happens to everybody. This happens to Pascal Magne. This happens to everybody. So I think we should move a little bit away. And I see that you're also afraid, saying, I want to be perfect when I'm on stage. But I can tell you, people don't want to see perfection. They want to see the reality. And I think that you have to share so much reality that we could learn a lot from you and your group. So that's why I want to motivate you.
But I'm officially inviting you to New York to come here and help me structure some education. I would love to do that with you.
Absolutely. I would love to do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. Cool. So to finish up, I have a last question before I let you go and go back to your patient. Is one question I always ask at the end, and this is, what would you recommend young colleagues to do? It's not to tell them what to do with their life, but just many young dentists are dreaming, and especially the combination of social media and everything. For example, last week in the discussion with this very talented dentist from Ukraine, he told me his sister is a dentist, but she has 1 million followers on Instagram, and she makes more money blogging than working as a dentist. So, and there's a lot of young people, because the average income in Ukraine as a dentist is 400 to 500 euros a month. And if you're a young smart boy or girl, you can easily make more money just by YouTubing or Instagramming or whatever. So what is your message? So you started in the beginning. I think the question or the thing about mentorship is very important, but what are the 2-3 other things you could tell to our young dentists out there?
Yeah. So I am going to be 44 this year. And people look at me and they see me as a young dentist. And what I would say is, money has never been the motivator for my dentistry. And for a long time, well into my mid to late 30s, I had no money. I was in debt, and credit card debt, student loans, all those things. If you make decisions based on money and try to create social media accounts, my recommendation to young dentists is, find what it is about dentistry that you're passionate about, whether it be lecturing, whether it be oral surgery, perio, cosmetics, whether it be just general dentistry, and be great at it. And once you're great at it, everything else will fall into place.
Couldn't have said it better. So I want to thank you very much for taking the time. It was inspiring and motivating, and I will come back to your offer when times are getting better. I hope. I saw that you already got vaccinated. We are still waiting. How do you feel, by the way? Good?
Fabulous.
Super cool. So our younger son, or our older son, is working for Roche, and he's marketing this Regeneron cocktail. But the vaccination, he told me that you need to do that because the side effects of the vaccination are almost nothing compared to the possible side effects you get when you get the COVID infection. So this is a small outro to tell everybody thanks for being also an example, doing the vaccination, telling people we have to look forward, and I'm really looking forward to meet you in person, I hope very soon. So thanks again, Michael, and Take care, and have a great day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.